Today, I'm going to quickly explain how vaccines work with examples of both a bacterial vaccine and a viral vaccine. I'll tell you why everybody should get vaccinated and why vaccines are safe. My name's Chris, and welcome to Science Talk TV. How do vaccines work? Vaccines usually work by introducing a small amount of a pathogen to your body. The immune system then makes antibodies to the specific foreign pathogen, so it is ready to fight off the infection in the event of future contact with it. A great example of this is the smallpox inoculation of 1777, forced by General George Washington, commander of the American Continental Army. 90% of Army deaths were from disease, not from combat. This single vaccination event is probably the main reason the war was won against Britain. Washington had his doctors make a small cut in every soldier's arm and then introduced a small amount of smallpox pus to the wound. All of the soldiers got sick for a week or so, and some died, but then all of the remaining soldiers were immune to contracting a severe case of smallpox. They were now a very healthy and reliable army. The Revolutionary Army no longer had to worry about unexpected smallpox infections, which could put soldiers out of action for up to a month and even killed about 50% of them. This was a live attenuated vaccination and is less safe than what we do today. Today we mostly use inactive vaccines, which have zero chance of making you sick. We introduce a substance to your body that is very similar to the active virus or bacteria, but is incapable of reproducing. The antibodies you make to this inactive substance will work against the real pathogen, so when you get infected, an immune response is already ready to go. There are two types of vaccines, bacterial and viral. A common bacterial vaccine is for tetanus. This is the one you're supposed to get in case you step on a rusty nail. Tetanus bacteria releases a neurotoxin that interferes with your motor abilities and is often fatal. It causes lockjaw, where you lose control of your jaw muscles and they contract permanently. The jaw muscles cannot get the neural signal they need to relax. The tetanus vaccine is an inactive vaccine, where a doctor will inject you with recently dead tetanus bacteria cells. Your body will make antibodies to the dead cells, and the dead cells cannot reproduce, giving you a 0% chance to contract the disease. People still can have an allergic reaction to the foreign matter though, making them mildly sick. A common viral vaccine is for yellow fever. This is a live attenuated vaccine, meaning the live RNA virus is injected. Yellow fever virus causes hepatitis and severe bleeding. The vaccine works by using a weakened version of the virus that scientists have created. It is grown by inserting a small amount of the virus into a chicken egg and having it reproduce inside of the egg. We need to do this to collect a large enough dose to be effective in humans. Why should you take vaccines? In the USA alone, an estimated 90,000 people per year die of vaccine-preventable diseases. The leaders are hepatitis, influenza, and tuberculosis. Around the world, about 1.5 million children die per year from these vaccine-preventable diseases. Please spread the positive word about vaccines. Modern vaccines are perfectly safe. It's unacceptable for parents to refuse to vaccinate their children just because they don't understand the science behind it. Anti-Vaxxers are simply incorrect. 12 studies have tried to find a link between thimerosal vaccines and autism, and they have all came up empty. In a 2014 research review, the Institute of Medicine, funded by the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC, concluded the evidence favors rejection of a causal relationship between thimerosal-containing vaccines and autism. Similarly, studies found no connection between ADHD and vaccines. In 2007, the CDC reviewed a study on 378 autistic children. Some had been vaccinated and some had not. The CDC concluded The majority of the outcomes had no association with thimerosal exposure, and most associations would be what is as expected by chance alone. It dumbfounds me how people with no scientific background can think that they know more about vaccines and genetics than the vast majority of scientists and doctors who have spent their entire lives researching these things. Is the CDC lying? I think the main problem here is that parents refuse to accept that they could have a child who has a genetic or developmental problem. They're looking for something to blame the diseases on. Or maybe they're using an oversimplified logic, such as, my child was fine, then it got vaccines, now it has a disease. The vaccine must be the cause. There is no evidence for any of this. So get yourself and your family vaccinated. Vaccines work and they save millions of lives. Are you an anti-vaxxer? Please tell me why in the comments. Subscribe for more videos about science news, education, and animal facts. Thanks for watching Science Talk TV.